Three young siblings are trapped in an isolated mango orchard as a storm rolls in, turning the path home into a dark, wind-swept corridor. Huddling beneath the heavy branches, they reach for the only shield they have, a traditional prayer of protection meant to ward off the spirits of the woods. They stumble over the opening lines, realizing too late they never actually learned the words, having treated their grandfather's daily recitations as background noise rather than a necessary skill. Before finding their place in the chant, a massive, shadowy figure drops from the high canopy above, landing with heavy impact directly in their path. Passive observation is a poor substitute for active discipline. When the threat finally manifests, a defense built on half-remembered tradition offers no protection at all. The figure doesn't attack. Instead, it identifies itself as a good ghost, an auditor that only harms those who fail to meet a specific standard of character. The entity begins a high-stakes interrogation, demanding the children provide immediate proof of their moral value to earn their passage out of the orchard. Driven by the immediate need for self-preservation, the siblings abandon the truth. They begin constructing an idealized version of their lives, hoping a polished narrative satisfies the judge. They claim they spent the previous day in a state of perfect helpfulness, specifically citing hours spent washing dishes for their mother and cleaning their father's motorcycle. Under the pressure of judgment, the human mind instinctively moves to hide its mundane flaws behind a wall of manufactured virtue. The auditor remains skeptical. It refuses to accept these claims without corroboration and moves to verify the children's alibi in real time. Using a chant of its own, the ghost summons a spectral device, a glowing cell phone that hovers in the air, ready to contact the one source that can verify their story. Back at the house, the worried parents receive a call from an unknown number. They hear a voice from the orchard asking if the children's claims of helpfulness are true. The parents, sensing their children are in danger, immediately lie to the entity. They confirm every detail of the fake chores to protect their missing kids from the unknown caller. The siblings feel a rush of triumph. They believe their parents' testimony has successfully closed the audit and cleared their names. The parents have committed a moral compromise of their own, prioritizing the safety of their flawed children over the objective truth. However, the auditor has one final layer of verification. It requires behavioral data that exists independently of human testimony. The ghost takes a child's school slate and taps the frame. The wooden surface begins to glow, transforming into a screen that plays back the children's actual behavior from the previous day. The reality timeline shows the brothers arguing with their father over helping with his bike, leaving the work to him. At the second node, the evidence shows Siri ignoring her mother's request to wash dishes, choosing instead to stay glued to the television. The children watch their own defiance. Every lie they told is stripped away by the objective record of their actions. Human alibis are flexible and easily manipulated, but behavioral data exposes the exact distance between who we claim to be and who we are when we think no one is watching. With their recent history debunked, the children shift their defense toward long-term data, hoping past achievements can outweigh current negligence. They highlight a charity collection from 6 months ago and helping an elderly neighbor a year ago, treating these as permanent character credits. But the data reveals a structural flaw, using a year-old deposit to cover a current deficit of daily responsibility. The ghost indicates that true goodness cannot be banked. A single act of heroism from the past does not excuse a present habit of ignoring those closest to you. Morality is not defined by the occasional grand gesture, but by the consistent, unglamorous practice of meeting daily obligations. The focus shifts from the threat of the ghost to the reality of the phone call. The children are left staring at the screen that holds their parents' voices. They compare the video evidence of their own laziness against the audio of their parents' loyalty. While the children refuse to wash a single plate, their parents were willing to risk a supernatural encounter to save them. The weight of this realization changes their perspective. They see that their parents offered them a level of protection and loyalty they had done absolutely nothing to earn. The auditor vanishes into the trees. When the parents finally arrive with flashlights, the siblings meet them with a firm commitment to help with the daily work of the household. You don't need to save the world to be a good person. True goodness is just the mundane, daily act of showing up for the people who care about you.